Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Green Man channel. I'm excited today to welcome Mark Pursino, the singer and guitarist from the thrash metal band Electrocutioner. And we're going to
Yeah,
be
thanks
talking
for having me.
about a bit their second upcoming album titled Harbinger, which is due for release on the 5th of September. So, how are you doing today, Mark?
I'm doing pretty well. I was just telling you, like, doing some yard work and being productive, listening to some new records, in the headphones while I don't want to hear the birds. I don't want to hear nature. I want to hear metal while I'm mowing the lawn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You've got to do something to sort of keep you entertained whilst you're doing
Yeah,
something trivial like that, right?
catch up on the recordings. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I like your collection behind you. I was just saying as well, like a lot of thrash metal records in there, or is it a bit more of a variety behind you?
No variety. Well, so here I'm married, so half of it is my wife's, both both legally and because they are her records. So I only buy metal cassettes and metal vinyl. If
Yeah,
I bought everything, I liked like jazz and blues or rock, it'd be a bit of a variety. But I only buy metal. For me, yeah, it's mostly thrash metal, new wave of British heavy metal, traditional metal. Not really, my wife's got more death metal, but I'm pretty much straight meat and potatoes, thrash metal, speed metal, and no album.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, we're obviously going to be talking a bit about Harbinger. And I wanted to ask, how does this now compare to when you were about to release False Idols a couple of years ago? Because that was 2023, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Um,
2023. Yeah, yeah.
so
What'd you say? How
how
does it?
is this different leading into this one? Because now do you feel a bit more like you've established yourselves as a band?
Uh, Definitely, we're definitely more excited about this because we did this correctly. We had any kind of money the band made, we kind of just saved it for a recording fund. So we went into a professional studio to do the drums, the vocals, and we got to spend a lot of time doing like little details, things we've always wanted to take our time to do. So we're pretty excited leading up to this because we know by far. I know it's cliche where everyone says this is the best thing. This is by far. I mean. All of our, even our first album, False Idols Tour, was kind of like a warm up because we're kind of limited budget. We had some interband kind of conflict things going on that kind of make not with our old drummer that kind of made things, some obstacles. So this was basically, unless we have about $30,000, this is the closest we're gonna get to exacting our vision. Unless we have like a ton of money, this is as good as we're gonna get it. And then going forward, hope we can continue with this level of quality. But yeah. Extremely happy with it. The early reviews we got are pretty good. Just hoping for
Awesome.
yeah, hoping for a little more buzz.
Well, congrats on it. It's a really kind of full throttle, no nonsense, fast and furious thrash metal record. I've been enjoying it. I've been spinning it today. Again, obviously, just to get it kind of fresh in my mind for our chat, but also, yeah, just generally like quite enjoying it. So, looking forward
Appreciate it.
to
Thank you.
when I get round to reviewing it. I think you'll have a few others of us from this community reviewing you as well. You got JC, probably,
Yeah.
Hector, chill dude on a couch.
Yeah. Yeah, I sent them
Yeah.
all early copies as well as you. So
Yeah, yeah. And I guess some people might know you actually through his channel because you've been on Is It That Bad, haven't you, as well? Featured on that a couple of times, I think.
yeah, he's like the chill dude on the couch. I try not to be the negative dude on the couch, but he's always making me talk about these terrible albums. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to be a positive guy. I don't like to shit talk and defile people with my words, but he keeps giving me like these terrible
Exactly.
albums. So,
Well, I mean, I think you're safe with this album. Let's put it that way. You're safe with this one, Mark.
all right, good.
You're in the clear. You're in the
Good
clear.
to know. Good to know.
Yeah. Um, so, as a guitarist, I play guitar. I mean, I won't be as good as you. I'll say that up front. But lots of kind of when you're coming up with the riffs for this
Mhm.
album, did they come naturally to you, or did you have to really work on the riffs for this record?
No, there's no working. I I have a feeling that I know, like, when you're playing guitar, you gotta play every day. And I just get a feeling that I know I got a riff in me. And I have a very specific way of writing. I like if I get one riff or two riffs when I'm writing riffs, that's it. I'm done. I don't play for 3 hours. I stop. It shouldn't feel like a chore. I've heard a lot of people say like I was reading some like listening to some interviews of some recent thrash metal bands, and they're like, we've had this riff for 10 years, or I was like, that's fucking crazy to me, man. I like, I write. I write a riff, I'll write two or three, we put the song together, and I like every riff to be fresh. There's no, of course we get the song together and then over time you refine it a little bit, but
Yeah.
um I kind of believe in like the band T-Rex, like the like Mark Bolan, he recorded everything in 1 to 2 takes. They didn't spend all this time, analyzing the song. I like a riff to stay fresh, and I think the key thing to do is when you write a riff, record it, don't listen to it a while, and then like in a month later, listen to all your riffs. And if something really pops you and gets you excited, because it sounds like you forgot what you even wrote. So if you can get excited over your own riff, like that's a killer riff, that's how you know it's a good one. So yeah, we don't work hard on that. We just lightning in a bottle and that's it. Straight off emotion and intuition.
I wondered if you ever get those moments, where you're not actually playing guitar and something comes to your mind and you think, I've got to play that now. That you think of something, you think, oh, that sounds awesome. Where did that come from? And you kind of rush maybe to get home to play it. Do you have
Yeah.
those kind of moments?
I do. Sometimes, and I'll tell you, spoiler alert, they all suck every time. So I'll get a thought when I'm walking and I'll record it in my phone, like I'll hum it. Or sometimes I'll hear riffs like when I dream, and in the middle of the night I'll say it into the phone, and they always suck when I play them. They don't translate well. I don't know why. So I've learned, I have a little guitar I jam on, and when I get bored or if I'm not writing a riff, I'll just switch the guitar out because sometimes a different guitar will give you a different vibe. And that's how it is, man. I don't I tell a lot of people because I consider myself a guitar player, but I think there's a lot of guitar players who are just way better than me. And I tell people I stopped practicing technique years ago and just focused on writing cool riffs. I think more guitar players, like you see these like 15-year-old kids now on YouTube and they can play better than I can. And I'm like, how are they this good? But I think they're practicing too much and they need to write something really, really badass. I think that's more important because the riffs are what it's made of. That's the skeleton of it all.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Really interesting point. Yeah,
And we're kind of like a riff-oriented band.
yeah,
There's some thrash bands that are more like chord progressions or just straight up aggression. We consider everything we always have to have a kind of a very hook and memorable riff. That's kind of the way we write, so it works out for us.
yeah. Which I think leads on nicely to my next question. Is there a particular song on here that you really like the riff for? That you were kind of
Huh.
really proud of, that you think,
Yeah,
yeah, I love playing this one.
let's see. I think the riff to Frozen File, the main riff, the verse, just because that was actually I wrote it and it was a little too hard for me to play, so I actually had to kind of get that up to speed. I really like the intro to the last song, Seven Seals of Koresh, kind
Oh
of like
yeah,
a just like a hammering.
that is
You
one
like
of my
that one?
favorites. That is one of my
Yeah,
favorites. Yeah,
yeah, I
love
like
that
that
one.
one. That
Yeah, that's
that one's
awesome. I love that one.
good. I'm glad. Um, I'm trying to think if there's one more. I mean, I like all my riffs, but let me see if there's another one. Off the top, I'll just go with the top of my head. Those were the Frozen File, that intro to Seven Seals of Koresh, and I would say probably the Chariot. No, excuse me, not Chariot. The Final Prophet. There's a bunch of cool
Oh
riffs
yeah,
in there that I think are pretty razor sharp.
yeah, yeah. Um, I was watching the video for Frozen File earlier, and I was trying to work out maybe what was going on apart from noticing that, there was a girl and her mum, and she
hmm
seems to go missing, and there's the poster of the missing girl. And I was wondering if it was, and I was thinking, should I know what this is inspired by? Is it a horror film that's inspired by, or something like that? Or is there a sort of, I was trying to sort of work out the story of the video.
Well, the story of the video is it is inspired by real stuff, but the basic plot line of the video is really just to recreate that horror that, of a missing child.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have kids, but I couldn't imagine.
Mm,
I think in a way, I know it's a morbid thought. I think a lot of people would say it might be better, like, to know if your child's dead or not than to have this, like, you see it on TV and for 20 years, they never know.
yeah.
They can assume, but they never know. So the plot of that video is just a basic recreation. And the guy, I don't know if you watch it again, but the guy in the beginning,
Yeah.
he's kind of supposed to be like a
He
kidnapper of
like
sorts, but is
yeah, I
it?
wondered if he was like the kidnapper or someone sent
Yeah, and
to,
the
yeah.
final shot in that video was inspired. I don't know if you've seen the horror movie called Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
No, no, and as a horror fan, I'm kind of always like, oh, I've got to watch that now.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a really raw and it's almost shot like a documentary. And There's like no jump scares. It's more unsettling, but it's I don't want to give it away, but it's a great movie. But there's a scene towards the end that's kind of inspired by that. But I didn't actually write the video, so my buddy who does all the videos, they have a whole crew. They're really good friends of ours, and they have access to this amazing equipment. Like, we don't pay them, they don't charge us, thank God, because
Yeah.
we would never have it. But just because of that, he has an idea, he storyboards it, and I just let him do whatever he wants. I go, all right, it's your video, you know? So I
Yeah.
believe in letting people, it's like if you have a, plumber or an electrician, you don't tell them what to do. So I say, hey, man, yeah, yeah, you do it.
I
But,
found it very interesting. I was trying to work it out, and I also liked when the girl was kind of on like a bridge to a portal. It was like quite that looks like that was really cool imagery.
yeah, so, and all that's practical effects. I think
Yeah,
there's only like one CGI, but, it's all real. We shot it with little puppets and close-ups. The
yeah, yeah.
director, Ronnie Burton, was incredible. That's all him, man. But,
Awesome.
yeah, he got that from the artwork. When he saw that portal, he was like, "Yo, that's a cool idea. Like, like let's bring her there." But it was really, I used to work, so the idea of that song, I used to work with like a lot of troubled youth, a lot of kids who were drug addicts or victims of like sexual slavery and exploitation or abuse. And they all used to live together in this kind of same house kind of thing where I would work, and they would often run away
Oh
whether
yeah,
it's to go, because they hated the place or they run away to get drugs or whatever they were going to do. But and sometimes they got exploited or they just went missing, man. And sometimes they'd come back and sometimes they never did. It was just like this haunting feeling that always stuck with me. We're like, man,
yeah.
these kids are out on the streets and they're gone. No one, their family, no one knows what they're doing. It's so.
Mm,
And every once in a while, after I left that place, I would see like on the internet, because I would follow the missing kids in my area and I'd see one of their faces. I'm like, oh Jesus, you know what I mean? So I kind of we don't really write a lot about social stuff. We kind of, stick to the demons and stuff, but that might kind of I might want to for the next album, I'm kind of done writing about like religion and doomsday. I kind of want to write some more stuff. So I don't know if it's going to be like that, like more social stuff, but something more serious, like real like earth, on the earth, that we all I guess can identify with.
yeah, yeah. I was thinking because you got a track called Azazel, haven't you? Which is like
What was that? Got to track out what?
Azazel, isn't it? I don't know how you say
Yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Which is like a fallen angel type thing, isn't it? I think. I'd
Yeah,
need to
so
read up my do a bit
yeah,
more
it's in
research
the
on it.
there's a ancient it's a an apocryphal book, which means it's a book that's not in the Bible, but in ancient times the early churches would like read it, and that was from the book of Enoch. That's the famous one where the angels come down and like have sex with the humans and they make these giants. But yeah, so that was inspired by that. That's he's like a demon who introduces warfare and lust into humans and he's just bound in chains and buried alive. So that's just written from his point of view. I thought that was pretty heavy metal. I was like, this feels pretty badass, and it kind of fits with the theme of the record.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, I liked that one as well. And I enjoyed Heaven's Gate as one of my other tracks I really really liked. There's like a really good solo in that one.
Yeah, you like that one? Cool,
I
man.
always think it must be hard to keep up with the pace of the riff and yeah,
A little
very cool
bit,
track.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially live when you've drank a few beers, you're like, oh, Jesus, we got to slow it down. But we always end up playing even faster. I'm like, damn.
Because I mean, I imagine because did you have someone that does the rhythm guitar for you when you're live? Because are you a three piece
No.
three piece
Yeah,
band?
no, we are a three-piece and we'll never become more than a three-piece.
Okay.
So that's another thing about our album that I've actually we like to like I love all bands, but I like when there's a three-piece band on an album that plays like a three-piece. They don't try to make themselves sound like, all this stuff they can't do live. So like 90% of the stuff we record, we can do live. Like I don't like to do all these crazy rhythm guitar tracks because then live you're not going to hear. I like to hear like it's one person on guitar. So you gotta track the rhythm guitars but I would say 80% of the album, the rhythm and the guitars are playing the exact same thing. It's just for like little chord progressions. I'll make it a little more interesting because it's panned right and left. But overall, yeah, we stick to just playing like this is what a three-piece sounds like. And luckily my bassist plays distorted, so it sounds like there's a guitar. But yeah.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. Well, so you've got the sort of slight change of subject. You've got the 3rd of September, you've got the listening party coming up, haven't you?
Yeah.
And then the actual album release is the Friday the 5th of
Yeah.
September. So Cool. Yeah, I have to check my work schedule and the hours of things, whether I'll be able to join the listening party or not. But I guess you're looking forward to that because that'll be like the kind of the first listening for lots of people that have yet to listen to the album, right?
Yeah, and I think that's a cool feature that Bandcamp has. Like it's just
Yeah.
kind of like a chat room. You press play. I actually was just in it for Sadistic Force. They recently appeared. I was like, yeah, we should do that too. I think it's cool. So and, it's I think it's a good way to tease the album. If you like it, you'll support it. If you hate it, you don't have to waste money on it.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. And you've got a show which actually I'm putting this video up on a Saturday, and I think the show is actually when this video will be going up. So you've got one coming up in Brooklyn at the Meadows, right? So
Yeah.
that will you be playing? I'm assuming you'll be playing some new tracks from this album at that show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's part of a 3-day fest called Rage of Armageddon. I think the day we're playing, it's with Repulsion. Um, I forgot who else is playing, but the whole fest is crazy. It's Liege Lord, Hellstar, Repulsion, Blood Feast, Overlord, all these, legends, Bitch, Wretch. It's crazy stuff. But yeah, we're playing a bunch of songs from the album. And then I think the week after at our record release show, we're probably just going to play the album in its entirety since we can go a little longer. So that's the plan for that.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, and have you got any shows planned beyond that yet, or is
So
that
we've
something?
got one at the end of September in New Jersey, planned with Condition Critical, who's also they're releasing their album the same day. And some other Extinction AD and some other thrash bands are on it. But after that, we're trying to see a wait and see approach. We're trying to see after this album, this kind of elevates us a little bit more to get some better show offers. We want to pick and choose, and Tyler, our drummer, he plays for Prong, so he's got like a hectic schedule. Like he just came back from Germany, he played Wacken and all these festivals. So he doesn't want to. He's playing a month straight, and then he can't come home, and it's kind of cool. So we want to pick and choose, and we can't tire him out.
Yeah, yeah. You've got to find it
Yeah,
how it works for the band, right, and everyone involved.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so, but we're trying to play a little bigger shows and get some more recognition or just play some different cities, hopefully maybe some festivals one day, like smaller shows and just smaller festivals and just kind of, work our way up. Work twice as hard, but get half the results.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, just a reminder to everyone out there to check out this new album from Electrocutioner, Harbinger, 5th of September. I guess you can order it on vinyl, right, as well. CD
CD right now, and we'll have cassettes, and I think the plan is for vinyl down the line.
down the
Yeah.
line. Okay,
Yeah.
CDs, cassettes,
CD
all
and
good with me.
records,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm a CD guy, so that works for
Ah,
me.
good for you. Yeah, yeah. CD and records, you can pre-order the album. We'll have a very small amount for live, so you wanna order that on their website.
Okay, on your website, on the Electrocution
No,
website,
no, on the labels, CDN records.
CDN Records,
Yeah, they'll
sweet
have the
records.
yep.
So yeah, I'll put a link maybe into the right place in the description box of the video so people can go and get their orders in. Awesome. Well, before we go, before we finish things off, maybe I
Yep.
can see if you can name your three favorite songs from the album then. I know you kind of named ones where you had your favorite riffs, but do you have
Hmm.
three favorite songs from the record?
I would say my three favorite songs on the record are probably huh. That's a tough one. Yeah, because it's like naming your three favorite kids.
Yeah, yeah,
I would say let's just go with my off the top of my head, so it must be true. I'd say Frozen File. I think I'm very proud of that song. I think we wrote it's a very well written song. I like the other single, Lightning Sacrifice, I'll say. I also like that. I think it's like two songs in one, and our bassist Rich wrote like basically he wrote the entire second half of that, so it's kind of cool. And I would say the third one I would say it's either the album opener, Doomsday Device, or uh yeah, I'll go with Doomsday Device or Seven Seals of Crush, the album closer, because that's like our longest song we ever written, and I think it's pretty gnarly actually. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that one
yeah.
a lot. Yes, yeah, I guess this is the thing with this album is it's like it's kind of sharp, concise, and just no nonsense, old school kind of thrash, and yeah,
That's what we like to say. No nonsense. We're
no
not gonna
nonsense.
do
Yeah,
three or four or five riffs tops, no crazy key changes, no
yeah,
sweep arpeggios, and all these other nonsense. It's like we're basically a pit bull. We're just that's it. We're not going to be Noah's Ark. We're a pit bull. We have one speed, and we like to think we do. we do it our style well. But yeah, just tough, no bullshit, right for the jugular every single time.
Yeah, totally.
No ballads and no clean guitars.
All right, man. Thanks so much for coming on the channel and joining me for this chat and interview about the new album. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. And yeah, thanks so much. So yeah, as I say, do go and check out the new album on its release date on the 5th of September. And yeah, don't forget to drop a like and sub to the Green Man channel. Plenty more content
Subscribe.
to come. So yeah, do drop a sub too and help the channel. And yeah, I guess that's it for today. So yeah, thanks again, Mark. And until next time, for everyone watching, it's bye for now.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it, dude.
You're welcome, man.